Hey everyone, and welcome to IG8Live Esports. Today we're live with APPF1 racing community for the United States Grand Prix, and should be actually quite a good race. Been a few weeks, I think, or maybe a little more than a few weeks since we've actually had a US Grand Prix on stream here. So let's see what we got. We got 13 drivers on the grid. Just beginning our short qualifying session right now. So we got Vardy, we got Callum, Scott, I got QBV and Devola, Taylor, I got AP, Spooner, Ace, I got Ginger, I got Mirrorless, I got Bluey, and Gilligan there. And Mirrorless, let me know if I'm getting your PSN name right, because I think it's probably the first time I'm getting through with that. And yeah, quite interesting actually. We got quite a few cars getting out of the pits already to get started on their hot laps here. So yeah, they're actually getting a go on that pretty early in the session. I don't think they really want to waste any time. So let's get a few stats on screen, get our track map and some lap data on, and let's see what's happening on track. So and let's talk a bit about this. Before we do get to that, guys, don't forget to give the video a like. And remember, if you're new on the channel, just subscribe so you know when we go live with our other races that we do, because we do stream kind of all over the place right now. And yeah, so just you can follow at least what we've been doing. Yeah, so the US Grand Prix, quite an interesting track, especially for the opening lap of turn 1, going uphill to get into turn 1. So always quite interesting to see how that goes. And it is a bit of a run getting straight into turn 1 actually for here at the US Grand Prix. So it's actually a lot of fun, because you really got to gauge your braking zone getting up that hill, because if you do get it wrong, you might go wide or might end up cutting the corner on the inside. So going to be interesting to see how well drivers handle it as we get to that. We're going to have we got majority of our cars out and out laps right now, so definitely we'll start to see some lap times coming here pretty soon, and we'll get to actually gauge where these drivers are at, and based on how competitive they're going to be on the race, based on what sort of lap times we're going to be seeing here. So just about 15.5 minutes now left. 80-minute qualifying session does tend to go away from you very, very quickly, which is why these drivers decided to get out here so early and get their lap times in. Also depends on what lap time is around the track, how long it actually takes to get around, which is what you have to take into consideration as well, because it's only 18 minutes either way for the qualifying session. Doesn't matter if it takes a minute 10 seconds or a minute 40 seconds to get around a track. It's the same thing, so they actually have to take that into consideration and see how much fuel they're going to put into the car to get out on a qualifying lap, if they're going to be running 1 lap or 2 lap, or actually even trying more. And also watch what sort of tires are going to be running these laps on. Currently we're following on with Vardy here as he's beginning his hot lap. We're probably going to switch on to someone else as they continue to go around. I'll just switch on to Devola here. Let me see where he is on track. So we'll be seeing a few lap times come in as we get through the session here. And that was the very interesting S section as he got through there. Always a lot of fun going through that. Of course, not so fun if you don't actually get them right. It's like a chain of corners, so very, very interesting how these guys would handle that, especially during racing when they're actually battling off with each other, trying to fight for positions. And yeah, so this is one of our DRS zones going down here as well into a very, very tight chicane down at the end. Always a good opportunity for an overtake here, and we'll be seeing a lot of that when we do get into the race. Yeah, but so far so good in the session. I think almost all our cars are out. We're going to be starting to see some very good lap times hopefully soon here. And I'm just wondering to see how competitive these times will be. And there we go. We got Column there with the first lap time. A 132.038, and let's see who else. We got Gilligan going 133.077 now. That's about a second time difference between the two of them. Now Vardy goes 131.5. Fastest lap so far. Let's see what else is about to come in. We got Bluey now with a 133.5. So a mix of different lap times right now. It's going to be a bit spaced by a few tenths at least. And I think we'll get a bit closer as we get to the end of the session. That's a 131.9 now from Devola there. 4 tenths slower than what Vardy did. Let's see who else is currently running. We got Scott invalidated his lap. I got Mirrorless going to 132.2. Not too bad. We got AP running, and he just went 133.1, goes into P6 for now, and let's see how that holds up. I think Scott is beginning another lap there, I think. Let's see where QB is on track at the moment. So currently running at about sector 2, I think they are. Actually about to get into sector 2. We also got Taylor getting around sector 3 here. So let's see where he's going with his lap time. Does seem to be flying around the track right now. If you can get on board with that, yes, he seems to be going pretty fast. So gets around the final turn and goes across the line. Let's see where he goes. P4 with a 132.1. Not too bad of a time there right now. And that is Spooner there. He's invalidated his lap currently that he's on. We got Ace currently running as well on another lap here. Get on back with QB here. Hopefully he's able to finish his lap and get us a good time in. Yes, I think majority of our grid has actually given us some lap times to work with so far, and that's QB with a 138, so not really a good lap from him. We'll have to wait for another lap to come in. Following on with Scott right now, he seems to be going on a pretty good lap. Want to wait for him to finish and see where he goes on the board with it. And Scott with a 131.9 so far. Alright, so let's see, where is Spooner and Ace right now? So Spooner invalidated. Ace almost finished a lap here. And Ginger back into the pits there, and he's going to have to get out and try that again, I guess. Let's see, we got Ace going across the line for a 133.073. Not too bad at all. And that is our run up to turn 1 from the front wings perspective, is what it is. And then goes a slightly bit downhill, so quite an interesting track. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch these guys race around here, especially getting through that S section without invalidating the lap. So that's going to be a lot of fun to watch as well as they go with that. So currently Vardy holds on to provisional pole start at a 131.5. We'll see how long that's actually going to hold up there, because we're going to have drivers get into the pits, change off tires, probably refill the car if they need, and get back out on track and try again to get a better lap in. So we're going to see how well that's going to work out for these guys here, because I'm quite sure those lap times are going to start to improve as we get further into the qualifying session. At least in the next 5 minutes, I think we'll be seeing some way more competitive lap times from the drivers here. And yeah, should be a great race overall. So let's see how this is going to continue on. So far, just 2 drivers left to give us a lap time here, and hopefully they are able to make one. Not overly difficult track here, the US Grand Prix, but still sometimes a bit difficult to make the lap times that you're looking to make when you got to be pushing so hard on track. And especially with a short qualifying session, it's really, as we said, it's not a lot of time to get your lap times in, because you're not actually just focusing on getting over to qualifying 2 here, because we're not doing full qualifying. It's just a short qualifying, so you gotta just make the best possible lap time in just this one session, and I hope that that's gonna be good enough to keep you on a at least top 5 race start here for this race, because it does get a bit chaotic as we get into turn 1 on the opening lap of the US Grand Prix. So we're going to be interested to see how that's going to work out for drivers, because we're going to have a few cars going wide, a few cars trying to take the inside, and we will have a bit of contact between maybe a few cars as we get through turns 1 and 2, but actually mostly through turn 1 for this track, I would assume. And then they'll probably get just a bit behind each other most of the first or second lap, and they go through, and hopefully no VSC or safety car, but we can only hope for that. But incidents do tend to happen. Sometimes we do understand all of that, and let's see how that's going to work as we get through. So Miralles just went second now with 131.8, just improving upon his lap already. Let's go with Ginger Price here. I think he's on his lap, trying to make a lap time right now. So definitely following most of our drivers. We're going to see what he is up to at the moment here. Hopefully for him, he does not invalidate this lap and is able to actually finish to the end here. But overall, I think so far so good. At least for the top half of the grid, they're getting some pretty good times in for those 131s and the 132s. I think our 133s are gonna try and improve themselves just a little bit as well. QB there with a 136. He's gonna have to definitely improve upon that time. I don't think that's gonna be getting him anywhere in this session. But I'm interested to see where Ginger is gonna go. Now he's about to get into sector 3 here right now. I don't see any purple lap time, so hopefully it is a good lap from him. At least maybe to put him up into the middle of the grid, at least for now. We still got about 7 minutes left in this qualifying session, so it's still enough time for everyone to get back out on track and try to get a better lap time in. Which definitely I'm quite sure they will be doing here. And let's see, a 135.4 for Ginger Apprens there. Not too bad. Might want to try and improve upon it though. Let's have a look what's going on out front. So currently Vardy holds on to a 130.7 now. Went faster and got that time in just the lap when he finished there. Gilligan is now in second with a 131.2. A very good lap time. Devola there in currently in P3, 131.6. And Mirrorless with a 131.8 currently as he has it. So a really good lap time from him. Let's see if he's trying to improve upon that lap time right now, which actually I think he might be doing. He's trying to have a look if he is on a fast lap going through, and does seem to actually be on one, as he's chaining off these corners pretty well. I'm going to stay on board for just a bit to see how he gets through here. So no, doesn't look like he's going to finish that lap as a fast lap there. Let's get on with Scott here, invalidating whatever he's doing there. Got AP Pals on a very fast lap here right now, so we're going to stay with him as he finishes this and see where he's able to put this car as he gets through here right now. He's in sector 3, and that was a purple sector 2 for a second there. Hopefully that one sticks, and hopefully he's on a better lap. This section is actually pretty difficult to actually get right that we just went through. As just the first few turns in sector 3, always very difficult to get around. I'm gonna stay on board with AP as he finishes this lap. I'm about to go around the final chicane right now and get back onto the pit straight. Let's see where he goes across the line. Currently 133.1, goes a bit faster. Now a 132.4. Yeah, so almost a whole second faster there, and only puts him up into P8 for now, so he's going to need to try and improve on that once again if he does want to get way more up with his lap time. So that is Scott getting back into the pits. Where is Mirrorless right now? Mirrorless still on a lap apparently out here. I think he's definitely trying for a faster lap here right now, as we're going to stay with him through this lap. Definitely trying not to invalidate on this occasion. Taking it a bit cautious through those sections of the track in sector 1. Locking his arrows up just a little bit, but going well so far. Currently we still got Vardy holding on to provisional pole with a 130.7. I'm going to follow on with Mirrorless as he continues on through this lap here. So currently a 131.8 for him in P5. I'm definitely trying to improve upon that right now. Since we're doing a pretty good lap, I expect you'll probably be able to get around here pretty well. And goes back into the pits and actually hits into the barrier on the pit entrance. So that's going to be it for his lap there. So no more lap times will be set by him. We got a few more cars getting back out on track here right now. Callum is out to this session as well. I think I see where he might have gone off there, which is right around here somewhere on the right hand side. There he is. So I'm going to follow on with Bluey here right now as he continues on his lap. So hopefully we're able to see a few more competitive lap times here. Okay, so let's see what we're missing here, because I was actually just doing something else for a second. Alright, so yeah, we got a few more cars out on track. Let's see where everyone's gonna be. I think Scott just started his next lap here, so let's have a look with him on board actually as he goes through. See if he's gonna be able to make a better time here or not. I think most of our cars are on fast laps right now, and a few still finishing their out laps to get started here. Scott seems to be on a pretty good lap and going. We're going to see if we'll be able to see any purple sectors off of him as he continues on through. We got Ginger Price out of this session already as well. And just under a minute left in qualifying here right now. So everyone on their very final lap, which is always exciting to see when every car gets out on one final lap at the very end of the session to make dramatic fast laps. So we'll see how that works out for these drivers here as we continue on through with Scott at the moment. And I'm just trying to keep an eye on the grid of the leaderboard on the left hand side there to see how that's going to change up as everyone starts to go across the line in just a bit. About a minute's time or so, we'll probably see a few changes happen, and then after this we're going to get straight to our race session, which is always going to be fun to watch. Yeah, and that was purple sector 2 there from Scott, at least from now till someone else comes through and takes that away if possible, and we'll see how that continues through. I think he went a bit shaky off of that exit of the turn there, which is does tend to happen sometimes. And he invalidated the lap, unfortunately for him. We got AP just starting his lap there right now. Bluey there finishing his. Taylor about to finish his lap here right now. So currently we still got Vardy holding on to provisional pole. Gilgan still in second. Devola in third. Taylor down to fourth. Marilla's down to fifth. Let's see. Taylor goes up into third now and finishes with a 131.5. Very interesting lap. It doesn't look like Gilligan. Let's see if he's going to finish this lap here or not. I'm not sure. He's still on a fast lap. It does seem to be. Vardy is finished, hasn't improved upon his 130.7, but still holds on to provisional pole with that time. And I think that might actually stick unless someone else currently running is going to finish that. And doesn't look like Gilligan is going to finish right now. Devola here running. Let's see if he's finishing his lap or not. And doesn't look like he is. He's going back into the pits as well. Let's see, where is AP? He's finishing his lap. So let's see. Probably the only guy left on track running right now. And let's see if he's able to improve upon his time there, starting currently in the 9th. And let's see if he's going to get a better starting position or not. Qualifying is officially over here, guys. We're just on the overtime for anyone currently running a lap, which is only AP Pals here at the moment. So we're going to wait for him to just finish and see where he goes on the board with this time, if he gets a better time in or not. He's currently in sector 3 and going, so I'm not sure if he had any purple sectors or not. It won't show us that at this point, and he's definitely finishing this lap. So as he gets around the final corner, let's see where he goes now. And hopefully improves on that 132.4 and does improve at 131. But still starts in 8th with the time. Unfortunately, not enough to take him a little bit higher, but hopefully he does get a good start off of the race. So let's see what our starting grid looks like. So it looks like we got Vardy starting on pole. We got Gilligan starting in 2nd. Then we got Taylor starting in 3rd. We got Devola starting 4th. Miranda starting in 5th. Ace starting 6th. We got Scott starting 7th. AP Pal starting in 8th. We got Callum starting 9th. I got Bluey starting 10th. Spooner starting 11, Ginger Price starting 12, and QBV starting in 13. So our lap times kind of range just a bit from a 130.7 all the way down to a 136. So about a 6-second gap between first and 13. But I think most of our cars, our top 8 drivers are in the 131s. We got 2 drivers in the 132s, then 133, a 25, and a 26. So I think it's going to be quite interesting with the race start when we do get to that here right now in just a bit, guys. Okay, so there we go, getting started on our formation lap here right now. So Vardy is going to lead the field around the track just for one lap, just so everyone can get everything up to temperature, get our practice start on good going there. And yeah, just get one more feel around the track before we do get started officially with the United States Grand Prix for APPF1 racing community here. And yeah, so 13 great drivers on track. Should be quite a fun race to watch. Not overly long lap around here, just I'm going to put a minute and a half. And we'll be in for quite a treat with 28 laps to go through the session. So let's talk a bit about pit stop strategy here. Not sure what you guys would expect for these drivers to be doing, but I guess some of these drivers might be pushing for a hard one stop, or I might actually just try and do it safer a bit with a 2-stop. Of course, they do have to, once again, you know, as we say it on every race, they have to take a safety car or a VSC into account. Even with a VSC as short as it is, it does help you drivers save some time on a pit stop sometimes. It also depends where on track you are when that VSC happens, because if you're just before that pit entrance and it happens and you do happen to just just drive into the pits right away, it kind of just saves you just a bit of time, because everyone does have to slow down on track and can't go up to full racing speed. So does help out on that occasion, especially even if it's a safety car, full-on safety car going through. You do get that opportunity to take the pit stop, and it does save you a bit of time and get back out on track, maybe saving a position or two as well. Depends how your race was actually going, and might be a bit of an advantage to you. Even taking an early pit stop and changing your strategy a bit does quite help getting through to the race session with those incidents happening on track. Unfortunate for whatever caused the safety car, but drivers do tend to capitalize on it as much as they can, and they do have to plan their strategy around safety cars and VSCs, and yeah, just determine what's possibly going to happen, predict what they expect to be happening in the race, and just continue on through with that, because they never actually know what's actually going to happen as we go on through for a race like this. Especially as we said, it's uphill for turn 1, and it's kind of a dead zone up there, because you're really not seeing on the driver's side of the view what's exactly you're going into. You got to just know how to gauge that turn and just get through it using your right braking zones and whatnot. Especially more difficult if it was a wet race or not, but it's going to be a dry race here as far as we can see. Bright sunshine. I don't think it's going to be raining at all, so hopefully it stays dry the entire session, and we'll see how well everyone does get through their opening lap. As we're about to get to that here right now, we're going to have a look on board with Gilligan here. And let's see between Vardy and Gilligan and Taylor who gets away pretty well. Davola there as well, looking might be to try and get away. And let's go here, see what's happening. Vardy seems to be getting away pretty well as Taylor's coming behind. Let's get on the overhead view and have a look how everyone goes through turn one pretty cleanly so far. A few cars going a bit wide and a bit of contact down at the back, but all is getting through well so far. I don't see any major contact, any major damage between cars. I think Vardy has gotten away pretty well out front, as we can see the rest of the grid coming behind, and just a bit of a train coming through with just about 1 or 2 tenths between cars is what the gap is right now. I'm trying to follow with Ace here as he's very, very close behind Miralles right now and trying to catch up as much as he can. We got AP getting very close to Scott there as well down in the back and is really trying to look for a gap to work. We get a yellow flag in sector 2. Someone's gone off a bit. I think that's QB there. So something has happened to him. Maybe a bit of contact with another driver. We're not entirely sure as yet. But so far so good with majority of our drivers, and APPF coming under pressure from Callum there behind. He's trying to get up alongside him, takes the inside into this turn and actually almost makes contact with Scott and gets through pretty well actually, and gets up a position on AP. He's down to 9th, that's Callum up to 8th position right now. He might be trying to get that position back. We're trying to keep an eye on that. So far so good. Spooner trying to get up a position on AP here as well, as he's right up behind and looks like he's going to go on the inside, and let's see if he pushes on to him. No, actually holds it on to the 10th for now. Does have about 3 or 4 tenths to deal with the car behind, actually a little more, about 6 tenths actually. And we got Callum there taking a penalty, probably exceeding track limits a bit there, and yeah, it's getting a bit close between cars out front here, and we got something happening further out front. Trying to have a look right now what's happening there, or maybe just our grid gets mixed up. So we're just going to leave that at least for now and see what's happening with the rest of the grid. I think it's just our leaderboard getting mixed up, so we're going to avoid even looking at that for the time being, because that does tend to happen a lot. Of course, we're following with AP as he's getting as close as he can to Callum here. And yeah, we're going to have to ignore the positions for now, because that is a bit wrong, as we know the leaderboard is a bit mixed up. Getting on through. So far so good. AP trying to keep as close as he can right now. We're going to have to wait for that leaderboard to just get back fixed again, because we're only on lap 2 right now. I don't know why I keep saying QB is in P1. He is back. He's into the pits. He had a bit of an incident at the start on lap 1 and had to take a pit stop there. He's now getting back out, and we're still waiting for that leaderboard to get fixed again. So Vardy still continues to lead this race with about 1.3 seconds between him and Gilligan there, and he's driving pretty well out front. Let's go on with Spooner here, who's currently, he should be in 10th, I would assume, running behind AP and trying to catch up as much as he can. AP still trying to catch back Callum and get back that position if he can. And Callum does have that penalty for exceeding track limits as well. So we'll see how penalties play out as we get further into the race. But yeah, so far so good with majority of our drivers. And we're back on the correct leaderboard here right now. So Ace getting very close to Miralles as well. We're trying to keep an eye on that battle is going to play out here as just about 1/4 of a second with what the gap is right now, and it's kind of gone away a bit and might actually come back as we get through turn 1 here, as you can barely see the cars going through up the hill. So quite a difficult view for most drivers, as we can see. But so far, I think it's a pretty good start to the race. I think it was just QB that had a bit of an incident getting started on lap 1. And yeah, he tried to get back going, had to take a pit stop. So that's going to change up his race strategy just a bit. So no VSCs, no safety cars, just a bit of yellow flag going through for the start of the race. So far so good. We got AP getting very close to Callum there back for 8th position. Let's see if he's going to be able to fight him back for it. Of course, he's coming under pressure from Spooner down behind, who's really trying to keep up with him and trying to keep in that 1 second range so that he will have the DRS advantage. Then he's definitely not giving up on that gap there as well. So it's going to be a bit of a battle between these few at the back here. I think with most of our close gaps between most of our drivers here right now, we got Taylor getting very close to Gilligan here is second. He's trying to keep that gap alive and try to keep the fight going if he can. Doesn't want to settle for just a 3rd place podium position here. And of course, we do have our pit stops to get through. Mandatory pit stops for everyone, since it is a full dry race. And Taylor's trying to get a better exit off of these turns just to try and catch up and gain a few tenths around this lap for getting past Gilligan here. And let's see if he's able to get any closer. AP pass down to 11 down at the back, so something has happened down the back. Bluey actually very close to Spooner now. He's trying to get by. So AP down another 2 positions actually. So maybe a bit of an incident there for him. Not sure if he has any damage on that car. Let's have a look right now. He does have some front wing damage as he's getting into the pits right now, and he's going to have a change of front wings and then get back out. And let's have a look up front. Taylor just got by. He's still going side by side with Gilligan, trying to take away second place. And let's see who's coming out in front on this one. A bit of contact between the two of them. I think it was just wheel-to-wheel contact. I don't think any damage sustained over that. We're going to have a look at Taylor's car to see if he had any damage, as Devola is trying to fight him for third place right now, and was trying to go side by side with him. He still holds on to that third place, trying to have a look still if he has any damage on that car. It currently doesn't look like he has any damage, but Devola is still very close behind and trying to catch up. We got Mirrorless and Ace coming just behind Devola as well, trying to fight up for that position. So a bit of a battle between all of them, and let's go on to Mirrorless here, getting very, very close behind Devola right now. Might try for a move on the inside, actually not close enough to actually do that as yet, so might have to hold it on there for now. And he's going to continue go on through. So Vardy still continues to lead this race quite comfortably out front, with Gilligan there in second place. 2.3 second that gap is, and Taylor running just on our second behind. Most of our cars are within a second of a range of each other. Just a few cars just over the second gap as well. So a bit of a train of cars between most of the track. I think between most of our midfield from third all the way down. And yeah, they're going to continue on through with that, I think, for a bit, until pit stops will change things up a bit, as cars will start the pit at maybe just a few laps more later in the race. So far, so only Callum still holding on to a penalty. I think it's just probably just a 3-second penalty that he has there. We'll have a look at that in just a bit as well, just to keep you guys updated on that. So QB took a pit stop, AP Pals took a pit stop. I think both of them had damage, had to repair their front wings, and they already took a change of tires. Let's have a look at what tires currently are like as we're on it here. So QB went on to the next set of soft tires, and AP went on to the medium tires. Not sure if he's going to push the end of the race on those. It's going to be maybe a difficult race to try and push to the end, but maybe quite possible as well. We never know. And everyone else currently running on the soft tires, so we'll see how that works out. Stops as there, we know only 2 cars took stops. It's a 3-second penalty for a column there. And yeah, let's see what we're going to follow next. So position changes as they are. AP lost 4 positions. Ginger Price gained 1. Spooner gained 2, and Callum gained 1. And everyone else actually right where they started in the race. So not too bad of a race start, I gotta say. And yeah, we're going to continue on through with this for just a bit. Go on to Bluey here, who's just he's trying to catch up to Spooner for 9th place right now. I see Taylor getting back very, very close to Gilligan out front. Let's keep an eye on this battle as he's trying to go side by side and go ahead. And it looks like he might have gotten up into P2. We got Gilligan coming back at him though to try and get back that position, and might not be able to do it. And let's see how that works out, because we're going to go on. Whoa, and that is Gilligan into the wall. A bit of contact, I think, between the two of them, between him and Taylor there. So that's going to be a safety car for that incident. That car is out. Unfortunate for Gilligan, but he is out of the race. So that leaves us with 12 drivers in now. A safety car happening at lap 5. So definitely this is going to trigger a few pit stops in the race. We'll see who decides to pit and who doesn't, as we're about to come up to the pit entrance here right now. We got a race leader Vardy into the pits already, and he's going to change off. Let's see where he is going to be changing to. So pit lane is going to be a bit busy right now. Majority of our cars are starting to go in. A few penalties given out right now. AP has a penalty. QB now has a penalty as well. And Callum still sticking with his penalty that he has. And we got Vardy going on to the hard tires right now. So definitely going to push to the end of the race on those. He's not going to be taking another pit stop. Probably Scott as well going on to the hard tires as well here. And let's see who else. I think Ace went on to the mediums. And Bluey went on to a next set of soft tires here. Spooner's on to the hards. And AP already went on to a new set of mediums. He's back into the pits right now as well, under the safety car. And let's see what he's going to be doing here. Did he get a drive-through penalty? I don't think he did. No, it looks like a pit crew is waiting for him there. Alright, so he's getting back out on track there right now. So he went onto the hards now as well. He's going to go on to the end of the race. I was a bit surprised he didn't go onto the hards on the first pit stop that he did have when he did his wing change. I would have assumed he would have gone onto the hards then and wouldn't have the pit now, and he would have been a few more positions up. I think that would have been a better strategy for AP, but I'm not sure what he's thinking on his end. But I'm just suggesting on my end here. From what I'm seeing, I think that would have been a better strategy for him. But I don't think he predicted that there would have been a safety car at this point in the race either. So I think he probably just had a different plan in mind, but we'll see how that works out for him. So far our leaderboard as it is with cars. We got Devola currently leading this race. He did not pit under the safety car. Callum now in second. We got Vardy now back out on track, who was leading before, now running in third. So that means Callum didn't pit either. So Devola and Callum P1, P2, Vardy now P3, Taylor now in P4, he pitted, Mirrorless in P5, he pitted, Ace in 6, he pitted, Scott in 7th, I know he pitted as well, Bluey in 8, Spooner 9, QB in 10, Ginger Price in 11th, and AP now in 12. Gilligan now out of this race after a bit of contact with Taylor. I think there was a bit of minor contact with them. I'm not sure that caused Gilligan to end up in that wall. That footage would have to be reviewed, and that will have to be investigated at the end of the race. And what do we have happening here? We got Devola and Callum now into the pits, which I assume they're probably going to go on to the hard tires right now. Unfortunately, that they did not pit on the previous lap, so this is going to cause both of them to go back down to the bottom of the grid here right now, and this puts Vardy back into the lead of the US Grand Prix now. So we're still running under a safety car on lap 7 here. I think this happened around lap 5 or 6, was it? So we're probably going to have to go another lap under the safety car before we get back to racing here, as they're going to clear off Gilligan's car off track and also get rid of any possible debris that's on track there at the moment, just to keep everyone else to get back safely to racing. We don't want any debris on track causing any punctures or unnecessary accidents when we do get back racing. So hopefully they get everything cleared off and we can get back racing in just a bit here. So we're gonna wait for that to happen there. So I gotta say, overall, so good. It's been a great start to this race. We really didn't have any major incidents at the start. I think it was just a minor incident with QB. He got a bit left back just through for the first 2 sectors on track. And yeah, I think that was it until we continued further on into the session, and that was about it. Yeah, so it actually was a pretty good and clean start actually from the drivers here from APPF1 racing community. Very clean start, I gotta say, because I really didn't expect there might have been actually a VSC on that opening lap on turn 1, because I know that just it tends to go really bad sometimes, with drivers not giving each other room and everyone just trying to get through in the best possible way that they can. So I know that usually tends to happen and does cause a bit of chaos on turn 1 here on the US Grand Prix. And it's going to be a safety car in on this lap here, so we're going to get back to the racing now at the end of lap 7 back into lap 8, and we'll have at least about 20 and a half laps of racing left in the session. So hopefully we don't have any more safety cars. Unfortunate that we have Gilligan out of the race. We would like to see all 13 drivers finish this race here, but we still got 12 drivers in, and the safety car has already gone off, and Vardy is holding back the grid for just a bit, and yeah, he's gonna be first one to get across the line and get started with everything here. So we're gonna keep an eye on that as they all come around. And we're about to get back onto the pit straight in just a bit to get back racing here. Okay, so here we go. They're back on the racing line, and there we go again. So back racing track is green as everyone goes over the line. And let's see how turn 1 goes on this occasion. I've already trying to get the best possible start here right now and trying to get away pretty well, but he got Taylor chasing him down for just a bit. And I think that's going to continue on through. I don't think Taylor's allowing him to get away too far right now. As they do go through the S section, I think everyone's getting through pretty well. Let's get out front with Taylor here. And it's a yellow flag in sectors 1 and 2. So a bit of a minor incident down in the back there. What's happening down in the back? I'm trying to have a look right now, but I don't think we actually got a look at what happened there. Let's get back out in front there with Taylor as he chases down Vardy right now. Yeah, so there was a bit of an incident down in the back on that restart after the S section, I think there. So I'm not entirely sure what happened, but a few penalties I think were given out for that, as well as we got Taylor and Ace fighting it out for P2 right now, and Vardy is going to have a good advantage to get away from these two here right now if he does use that. And Ace really trying to get on the inside and get ahead into P2, and does actually get the position up. That's Taylor down to P3 right now. He's going to have to try and get it back if he can. We got AP fighting it with Devola down in the back here. Let's have a look what's happening with these two. So Devola still holding on to P8 right now. AP piles up to 9th and trying to fight that position through. I think a few cars did get a few positions up on that restart as well. We weren't paying too much attention to the back of grid, at least I was not. And let's see what's happening here. And it looks like Bluey and Mirrorless did switch positions. I'm not sure, but it does seem like that happened according to what our leaderboard is telling us here. I mean, we had someone just went a bit wide, and I think that was QB there. He'll continue on through there in 8th position though, as Mirrorless falls down the grid and he's back into the pits. I think he took some damage on that restart, changing onto a set of medium tires there now and getting back on track. Let's get up back to Taylor up here in P3 as he goes through the section here, chasing back after Ace and trying to get back P2 at the moment. We got AP getting very close to QB right now. He's looking to get by up into P7. And I don't think he's one to take another pit stop. Of course, we got QB on those soft tires. I don't think he took a pit stop under the safety car. So those tires are still a bit fresh, actually, I would say. And let's see how well they hold up. And it seems like AP is actually gaining some time off of him right now and might be able to get by, at least within the next few corners. And might be. Let's see if he has a good run on him going down this section here. And might actually have a good slipstream to work with. And might be able to get by maybe into the next chicane if he does actually try to put it on the inside. But he's going to have to be close enough to do this. And let's see if that is close enough or not. No, actually not. He's going to have to just hold it off into P8 and not push too much to cause a bit of an incident there. Yeah, well, yeah, AP still running very close to QB right now for 7th place. And QB keeps going a bit wide off track. And AP might be trying to get around him and get that position up as he does go wide again. That is going to result in maybe in a few penalties for him if he does keep doing that. I think AP just try to keep out of the way and not get in a bit of an incident with him. So he did just get a penalty for exceeding track limits there, QB. And AP is going to definitely try to get by, but let's see how close he's going to get on this lap as we continue to go on through. Gap is increasing just a bit and might drop back as we go through turn 1 here right now for lap 10 now of 28. Get Spooner getting very close to Callum along the background and keep an eye on that battle as he goes through. But AP pushing through right now to get by. We're going to go on board with him as he goes through this section of the track. And let's see if he's able to get by QB as QB keeps going wide on this track. Maybe did not have enough practice for this track here in Austin, Texas. It's quite an interesting track for the US Grand Prix. It's a bit tricky in some portions. If you haven't had enough practice, you do tend to go wide a lot. And it looks like AP might have a good go on here. Maybe not on this section, but might. Oh, he does go wide again. So that's going to be AP up into 7th place now. QB goes down to 8th. And AP just uses that advantage and gets up a position there. Let's see what other close gaps we got. We got Scott here getting very close to Bluey as well. And we got Callum and Spooner about to switch position. I think the two of them are going side by side. And yes, they are into that chicane. And I think who has the inside? Might be Callum there. Does have the inside and goes up 2 positions actually as QB went too wide. And Callum up to 8th now and Spooner up to 9th. So not too bad so far there. And Devola gets a 3-second penalty out front. Where is he? In 6th there. I'm trying to keep an eye and see how that continues on through. Spooner trying to get back his position here right now. Well, he's going to get an extra position because Callum gained 2 positions on that overtake there. So one of them in the pits right now. I think that's Callum into the pits. So that battle is going to cool off for just a bit as we go back out front here right now with Ace here, who's chasing down Vardy for the lead of the race. And we're going to see how that's working out for him because we're on lap 11 right now of 28, and he's just about half a second behind and still actually doing pretty well. But let's see how well these tires are going to hold up as we get closer to the end of the race. We know Vardy is going to push to the end on his hard tires there. I don't think he's going to take a chance of taking another pit stop unless we have another safety car for some incident or not. And looks like he might be pushing for an overtake here. So let's see what's happening. So I know we got Taylor trying to come in on that battle there as well. Let's see, get on board with him. and see if we can follow on through. So a great battle going on for P1 right now. Actually for P2 mostly, I gotta say, because it's just between Ace and Taylor at the moment. And Vardy out front trying to get away from this as much as he can. But still within a DRS range of Ace there. So a bit of a danger zone actually right now. Now we got Taylor going on the inside into turn 1 on Ace here, and let's see if he gets up that position or not. We still got Ace fighting him for it. They're both going side by side as they continue on through, and Ace trying desperately to hold on to P2 right now as they go through that section, so they're going to have to ease off for just a bit, as it's really difficult to overtake through there without actually getting a penalty as well. So Taylor still continues on in P3, still trying to fight that position right now. What happened between Devola and Scott here? I think the two of them might have switched positions. Does look like that was the case according to what the leaderboard was telling us there. So getting back on the overhead view, let's have a look what's happening on track. Here's Bluey actually trying to get as close as he can right now to Scott as well. And we see that gap between Scott and Devola dropping and coming. It's just going and coming for just a bit. I'm actually just going to go back and follow with Ace and Hardy out front. We still got the battle going on between Ace and Taylor here. So I guess between Ace, Taylor and Vardy is where this battle is going to continue on to go. Because that doesn't seem to be easing off anytime soon here. We're still trying to keep an eye on the rest of the grid. We still got Bluey very close to Scott. AP has some time to gain right now and has a bit of a gap to the car behind him. That's Spooner behind him, 4.5 seconds. So he's in a bit of a safe zone to work with for P7. Does have a penalty, and I think might just be a 3-second penalty. We're trying to keep an eye on that as we got Taylor getting extremely close now to Ace, and really is desperately trying to get up into second place. But proving to be very difficult right now. Oh, and Vardy makes a mistake, I think. What happened to Vardy there? He made some sort of mistake and allowed Ace and Taylor to get by up into first and second place. He's now down into third. I didn't fully catch what happened there, but I knew Vardy made some sort of mistake. I think he might have missed a braking zone and went a bit wide. And that allowed Ace and Taylor to go through into P1, P2. He's now down to P3. He's going to have to try and catch back up and get back past these guys if he's going to want to take back the lead of the race. This is a very, very serious mistake from him now. It's costing him the lead of the race, and he doesn't have a penalty as these guys in front of him have. So let's see if he's able to catch back up. It's a real battle between Ace and Taylor out here for the lead of the race now. We know both of them actually have a penalty. We'll have a look at the penalties in just a bit when this battle does ease off in just maybe a few laps time, or maybe in a lap's time. Actually, let's have a look right now, see what's happening. So position changes and stops. Everyone stopped so far. Tires as they are. And yeah, penalties as they are. Ace has a 5-second penalty, and Taylor has the 3-second penalty. We got Vardy, no penalties. Devola has 8 seconds. Scott has 3 seconds. Bluey has none, and AP only has 3 seconds. Spooner and Mirrorless have none penalties. And we got 9-second penalties for Callum, 6 seconds for QB, and Ginger has 3. So we'll see how that works. I'll go to the end of the race. Let's get back to the racing right now. And yeah, we're still following on through with Taylor as he's getting extremely close here to Ace. We got Bluey and Scott trying to fight it out for P5 down in the midfield there as well. So on board with Taylor right now, and they're both now gaining time off of Vardy, who is running in P3, and he's about 1 second behind, and the gap is trying to stay over a second right now. It's only half a second between Ace and Taylor as they continue to battle on through for P1. And Taylor having a bit of a difficult time catching up to get past Ace here. Ace doing a great job of keeping him behind. Of course, we have Taylor still doing a great job driving here. He's actually keeping within half a second of Ace on the entire lap as they continue on through. And he's trying to get as close as he can right now with the DRS advantage. Now let's see, he's going to take on the inside and might actually push it through. And let's see if he gets up that position. They're going side by side through, and Ace is going to fight him back on it though. I don't think Ace is going to let him get into the lead that easily, and still holds on to the lead for now and puts Taylor back down right behind him on the racing line. We got Vardy getting under a second behind these guys now, so we're really trying to catch up while the two of them are fighting for that position. Hopefully he's going to be able to get back up and get back the lead of the race, as he was leading majority of this race so far. Has now made one costly mistake that put him down into P3. Gap between Scott and Blue is still under a second. We'll have a look on that if it does get anywhere under half a second there. So still following on with Taylor right now as we go up into turn 1, and we can see what the view from our driver's perspective is as we get up there. He's getting very close to Ace, but not close enough to actually get an overtake done as yet here. So a bit of a gap between a few of our drivers, but on track we do have at least one big battle going on in front here for the race lead right now between our top 3 cars. We got Ace, Taylor, and Vardy for that, and then we got Scott and Bluey. They're fighting it for P5. That battle is they're trying to get, well, Bluey is trying to get that battle going on a bit closer with a gap if he can, and I think Scott is just trying to get away as much as he can there. He has about 1.2 seconds to catch up to Devolo out in front, so I think that's where his focus kind of is on right now, and he's really going to push forward and try to get that done. We just passed the halfway point of the race. We're on lap 15 of 28 and continuing through for the US Grand Prix right now. And so far so good. Had a very, very good start. We got Taylor going to go side by side in the inside of this turn again. Let's see if he's going to get this done. No contact between the two of them. Ace holds on to the lead so far, and Taylor doing some very, very good moves here, trying to get an overtake done, but just unfortunate that Ace is able to defend and keep his car into the lead of the race. We got Vardy coming in third still. He's trying to get it on the battle with these two guys, and Devola about 4.9 seconds behind, so he's not close enough as yet to try and get up into the fight back for the lead of the race. He's going to need to break that gap down just a little bit more, and I think he's trying to do that right now as he's starting to get under half a second behind Vardy. We're going to keep our camera angle on Taylor here though, as he is the middle car between the two of them, and there he goes trying to go alongside Ace once again, and looks like he might be getting by, but yeah, Ace might be fighting him on this, and does get by through turn 1 actually, and puts his car up into the lead of the US Grand Prix right now, and that puts Ace back down into second now. And Vardy is still in third. He's still trying to catch up. We got a virtual safety car. Callum has retired from the race. Let's see what's happening down at the back here. If we can, I'm not sure. As we have QB going around, we might be able to see what's happened to Callum's car. So that's a DNF for him. And where is that car? There's it on the right side of the track where the green barrier is there. So unfortunate for Callum there. He is out of the race, getting back out front with Taylor here right now. So they're going to be under VSC for just a bit. And that's going to change things up for the race for just a little bit more. Some of these gaps are going to decrease. Some of them are just probably going to get a bit bigger under the VSC, as some cars will have to definitely slow down. Well, definitely we know most of the cars had to slow down. Now DRS is back online. We're back racing again. And Vardy has lost a few tenths to his gap with Ace. And we're going to continue on through with the battle with Taylor and Ace here right now. Our rest of the gaps have gone away as well. Between Scott and Bluey is now up to 2 seconds. So Scott has gained a bit of time there. So far so good in this race. Taylor and Ace still continue on to fight for P1. He's trying to break back down the gap again because the gap has gotten just about a second. Vardy trying to bring back his gap down as well. And I think that might actually continue on through as we go into lap 17 right now of this race. Taylor and Ace and Vardy still in the fight for the lead of the race right now. A bit of a gap between them, at least about a second, at least close to a second between all three of them. But they're still trying to fight it through, still going to push and break the gaps down as much as they can. That VSC did hamper that battle just a bit between them. But I think Taylor might have enjoyed that because he was now leading the race. So maybe trying to get a gap going on these guys if he can. And so far so good because he's taking it over half a second, but it's starting to break back down now with Ace here trying to catch up with Taylor, and Vardy still trying to keep his gap down under a second to keep in that DRS range to have that advantage as they continue to race on through here. So I guess we got just about just under 10 laps I would say left in the race right now. Not a whole lot of time, but quite enough time to get some overtakes done if these guys are planning on doing it. So currently as it is, Taylor runs in P1, Ace runs P2, Vardy runs P3. These three still in a battle for the lead of the race. We got Devola running in P4. He's about close to about 5 seconds behind the top three fighting it out. And then we got Scott about another 1.6 seconds behind. Then Bluey has lost some time to Scott. He's now about 2.6 seconds behind Scott there. APPF is running in 7th. He's about 6.5 seconds behind Bluey, and has a bit of a gap to work with behind as well, because Spooner is about 5 seconds behind him. So Mirrorless now down to 9th, running about 9.7 seconds behind Spooner. QB running a whole 37 seconds behind in the P10. And then we got Devola into the pits there right now. That's changing things up a bit out front. And Ginger Price running in 11th with about a minute and 5 seconds behind QB. Callum and Gilligan unfortunately out of this race. I'm not sure what's caused Callum's incident, if he had contact with anyone or just lost the rear end and ended up in that wall. We're not entirely sure about that. But let's see what's going on down in the back right now. We got Devola into the pits. He's now getting back out, and let's see where he gets back out right, because it's going to be a close call with Mirrorless coming down the pit straight there right now and getting with him. That's another 3-second penalty for APPF there as well. And yep, so we got Mirrorless just about a second and a tenth behind Devola at the moment as he continues on through for that race there. And out front, we're going to get back to that battle between Ace and Taylor that we were following on with before, because the gap is now down to about 0.2 of a second, and we're trying to follow on with them to see what that battle is going to be going on like, because it's really getting back close again. Vardy unfortunately has his gap over a second, so not having that DRS advantage, is still having a pretty good view of these two battling it out front for the race lead right now. So we're going to still continue on through to see where this battle is headed, if it's going to go anywhere in the next 10 laps time. And that is now Taylor with a 3-second penalty. Let's have a look at penalties again, as these two are going side by side into turn 1. It's 5 seconds for Ace and 6 seconds for Taylor. That's going to change things up just a bit, as Ace is trying to hold on to that lead right now, taking back away from Taylor. So that's him back up into P1 once again. So they switch it off again, and now we got Taylor under pressure from Vardy there in P3. He's gotten up really close behind him and is really trying to get by. And let's see how that battle is working out right now. We got Bluey back into the pits down in the back there. So we're going to see where he comes back out. Went in, I think, in 7th, and now it's probably go down 2 or 3 positions there. Once again, guys, if you are joining onto the stream, please do leave us a like on the live stream before you do get off. It does help us out with the video on YouTube as well. So do leave a like on the stream. Remember, subscribe if you're new on here. And let's see if Vardy is able to get by up into 2nd. Still chasing down Taylor. Has a pretty close gap. He just goes and comes just a bit, but trying to really keep it on by a half a second and under that as they go through. Taylor's lost a bit of a time. At least a few tenths he's lost to Ace, who's currently leading, and Ace trying to get a gap over a second, as he's kind of dropped back just a bit there. So still going to follow on through that as we continue here, and I think it's going pretty well so far. Only 2 DNFs in the session, so still 11 drivers in this to finish, and we're on lap 19 and going. We got Ace into the pits right now. He was on a medium, so those mediums are not going to last to the end of the race. Unfortunately, we're not able to see how much wear is on those tires, and he's going to go on to soft tires for the end, and he's serving his 5-second penalty, so he's coming back onto the pits with no penalties here. This is going to improve his chances of getting up a higher position on the race finish. So let's see what's changed so far here right now. Devola just took fastest lap in the race. He took a bit up earlier. Now we got Taylor taking over the lead of the race. Vardy now running in 2nd, just about half a second behind Taylor. Scott running in 3rd, and APPF up into 4th place. He has a 12-second gap behind Scott there, and has still about 4.5 seconds to himself and Spooner down behind. Devola running in 6th place right now, but is on much fresher tires and doing fastest lap. So 1.5 seconds is a gap to Spooner out in front. We got Ace back out on track. He's about 1.2 seconds behind Devola, so a bit of a battle might be going between the two of them. And then Mirrorless in 8th, and we got Bluey there in 9th, QB in 10th still, and Ginger Price there in 11th. We're going to follow on with these battles and see what is going to get closer and closer here. Devola breaking his gap down to Spooner right now. Let's have a look down at that, actually, see how that battle is going to progress on through, as it seems to be getting very, very close between the two of them, because we do have Devola on the fresh soft tires right now, and he's gotten so close to Spooner on some very late braking there as well. So that gap has gotten actually very, very close between the two of them. And it looks like he's gotten up already a position on Spooner there. That's up into P5 goes Devola, and Spooner down to 6th position right now. Taylor out in front has gained some time off of Vardy, who's now 1.3 seconds behind. Bluey with another penalty there. And we got Ace here getting very close to Spooner right now as well. He just pitted and went on to fresh tires as well, the fresh soft tires. So he has a much better chance of getting past Spooner right now. So strategies are coming into play right now with fresher tires on these cars. They're able to gain a few positions up. And it's going to be a good battle between Devola and Ace, I think, if those two are able to get into it. And Spooner seems to be losing some grip on those hard tires there already. And it's only a matter of time before Ace is able to actually get by here. It looks like he might be doing it already. Goes by up into P6, and Spooner definitely not interested in fighting him on that. And Ginger Price is out of this race, and that's a safety car for that incident. And where has that happened? I'm not sure as yet. Does look like it happened on the pit straight. I'm not entirely sure where it's happened. Let's have a look actually. No, that it's already gone. And that's mirrorless with a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car there right now. So this might trigger a few more pit stops. We'll have a look at that and look at the penalties once again as they are in just a bit here. But definitely, so I think this might trigger a few pit stops for cars who have not pitted in the last few laps. As we got race leader Taylor getting into the pits right now, I'm quite sure he's going to be getting onto the softs. Vardy getting into the pits there as well. And this is going to change the aspect of the race. Of Scott getting into the pits there as well. Let's see if AP is going to go in as well here. And he's on hard tires coming around. It's just about 6 laps left in this race, and after the safety car, it's not going to be very much laps. So is it worth it taking a pit stop at this point? And apparently these guys, it is worth it, because we now have AP into the pits as well. Devola already took his pit stop. He is not going to be pitting again, which means he gets to take over the lead of the race if he gets back out in front of Taylor, which I don't think he will. So there we go. He is back out. He's going around the pit already, and he's behind Vardy now. So let's get back with our race leader here. So we got Taylor leading the race behind the safety car. We got Vardy now running in second. Devola is up to third. Scott is in fourth. Ace in fifth now. AP now in sixth. And then we got Spooner there in seventh. Mirrorless about to exit the pits there, I think, in eighth. Blue in ninth. And QB in 10th. It looks like that's what our grid is going to look like under the restart on the safety car, and then we'll see what's going to change in the last few laps of this race. So quite an interesting race coming to this point. This safety car has definitely changed things up just a bit in terms of positions on track. So we're going to follow on for just a bit now with the safety car as we go on through. I think maybe actually another lap under the safety car we might have to go. I'm not sure, so we'll have a look at that in just a bit to see how many more laps we'll have to go under the safety car here. So it definitely looks like we're following through with this lap under the safety car as well. Hopefully at the end of this lap though we're able to get back racing. We have a car I think into the pits yet as well. There we'll have a look at who is that in just a bit here. Alright, so let's see who we're following with right now. So Taylor's going to continue to lead on the safety car. We're on lap 23 and going. Hopefully at the end of this lap we can get back racing, because hopefully Ginger Price's car, I think he crashed out on the pit straight. I'm not sure. I think that's where I saw his car was when that incident did come up. So I'm not entirely sure what's happened to his car in the race. We're a bit in the dark about that right now. Anyway guys, let's continue on through and see how this race is going to be finishing off. We got just about 5 to 5.5 laps left here. When we do finish this lap, it just be officially about 5 laps left. So hopefully we get back racing at the end of this lap. We're about to go into sector 3 in just a bit here. So we'll have a look at if we're about to go back racing or not. We'll have that notification coming off from race control there. And there we go, safety car is going to be in on this lap, so we're about to get back racing here, which definitely is going to be a lot of fun to watch. We'll see how the restart goes on this occasion after our next safety car here. Okay, so I think we have everything set and all back to go again. So as you can see, a very close gap between most of our cars, and about to get around the final turn right now, back onto the pit straight and back to racing here right now. The track is about to go green, and there we have it. Let's see how turn 1 goes again. We have just about a few tenths between each car as they go through, and I think most cars are getting through pretty well. We'll have a look to see if we're going to have any overtakes. Scott is actually pretty close to the Vola and might be trying to get by him. We'll see how that's going to work out between the two of them out front. Taylor still continuing to lead the race with Vardy just behind him there as well, trying to catch up. The Vola already under us, over a second actually. And AP takes another penalty there, so not too good on his end on that restart. Let's get her back to Vardy up front. I think he's trying to keep up with Taylor here right now, having a very difficult time actually doing that at the moment, but still running a pretty good race, trying to keep up. And we're trying to keep an eye on the rest of the grid down in the back to see how that's playing out. We got Scott getting very close to the Vola, not close enough to get an overtake down, unfortunate for him, but that battle is still going to continue on as we got it's pretty close between Devola, Scott, Ace, and AP, and Spooner as well. So a bit of a train of cars coming through from most of the grid, I would say, right now, as everyone is just about a second and under behind each other still after that safety car restart. So we're on lap 24 and going at the moment. Just under 5 laps left in the race, so it's coming very close to the end of the race, and we'll see how everyone finishes through. Vardy is looking to get up a position to finish on pole here, because he is just under a second behind Taylor, and Taylor does have a penalty. But that is now Taylor with the fastest lap of the race. If he's able to get a gap going and get rid of the penalty, he might be able to actually keep the race lead for a finish. We'll see how that works out though. I think he'll be at Mirrorless switching positions. Oh, Mirrorless is in the pits there right now, as we're following on with AP and Spooner at the moment. Spooner looking to get by, getting very close, and so does Scott on the Vola there out front. So we'll see how those battles actually play through. And I think Scott is actually getting extremely close right now, but the gap just goes and comes just a bit, so a bit difficult to say if he's going to be able to get by on this occasion, but he's actually getting pretty close, and he's pushing as much as he can. But everyone on fresh tires at the moment. I think most of the cars are on fresh tires, everyone did change, so a bit hard to see what's going to happen. A's getting very close to Scott here as well. He's trying to keep that battle alive, and so is Spooner and AP there. Between the two of them, about half a second, less than half a second actually, as we're still following on with Scott right now. He's going to keep it there in 4th place for now behind the photo. Not going to push it through too much, and I think he's going to stay a bit constant for now. Vardy's still trying to push as much as he can behind Taylor for 1st place. Vardy knows he's getting the lead anyway. Well, he's getting P1 anyway at the end, because he knows Taylor has that penalty to deal with. He's going to have to serve that on his race time at the end. That will be added to his time and will push him down into second place when he does go across the line, with Vardy getting across behind him. So that's going to happen there. We'll have a look on how the rest of the grid will form through after they're going across the line. Mears gets another 3-second penalty. And we're trying to keep an eye on Spooner and AP Paz there. What's happening with the two of them? That battle is just going and coming just a bit right now. Vardy and Taylor out front still chasing each other around. And gap is actually still pretty close. So I was interested to see if these two are going to take this in. This S section of the track is actually very difficult to get through. If you really have a good go on it, you're actually able to save a lot of time when you're actually chasing another car. It does gain you a few tens if you can get through them perfectly, but they're not as easy to get through as you would expect. So let's follow on through here again, going back down to Scott right now, chasing around Devola for P3 final podium position. So we're going to go on to bring up penalties in just a bit. Actually, I think we can do that right now as we're on it here. So let's see what, actually let's have a look at what position changes were like. So most positions gained in this race so far was 4 positions there, with Spooner and QB. Of course, Spooner having the higher race position on the finish, and we got a good battle between Scott and Devola at the moment as we're watching on there. We're going to put penalties on and leave that for the moment, and let's continue on watching this battle as it goes through. So Scott, Devola and Ace all in this for a really good fight, and we got Taylor and Vardy fighting it up front for the race lead at the moment here. And this is a pretty good battle for P3. We're going to see who comes out of this one in front, as these three are going to continue on to go with. There's about half a second behind each other. And then we got AP and Spooner still have a half a second between each other there as well, as we've just entered into lap 27 here right now. And we're going to go into the final lap pretty soon. So this race is coming very, very close, very, very quick to an end. And drivers need to get up positions as fast as they can if they do need to. So currently we got Taylor with a 6-second penalty and Vardy with no penalty. So as things are, if it does finish this way, that's going to push Taylor down into second place for the race finish, and Vardy is going to take pole position. And it looks like Scott is going to take P3. Devola is going to take P5 as it seems. And Ace, it looks like he's going to take P4. We got AP is going to take 6 as it looks. Spooner looks like he's going to take 7. And if Bluey is lucky here, he might be taking away 7 from Spooner and actually put him down into 8. And QB has about 6 seconds. He's taking 9th place. And I think Mirrorless is a close call if he's going to be taking away 9 from QB or not. We'll see how this works out when we get to that point there right now with the penalties. So out front is actually getting pretty close between Taylor and Vardy. I don't think it's going anywhere to get an overtake as yet. We still got AP and Spooner fighting it out for 6th position there between the two of them. So we'll keep an eye on these, all 3 of these battles, to see where they're going to go around the end. As we're getting around the final turn in just a bit here, I'm about to go into the final lap of the US Grand Prix. So with Vardy now back leading the race, Taylor running in 2nd. And Vardy doesn't have any penalties to deal with, so he's going to finish on pole and keep his pole position. Taylor, unfortunately, going to finish there in 2nd, with Scott finishing in 3rd if he does continue to the last lap with this. And with a gap of just about 2 seconds and only has 3 seconds of penalty, it looks like Scott might be taking away P2 and Taylor will have to finish in P3, depending on what that gap is between the two. Then he has to stay on. Oh no, and we got both of them now with 6 seconds of penalties. That just ruined it for Scott. He's now have no chance of getting P2 on as he gets ahead of Taylor before the finish line here. So it's going to continue on like this until we get to the end here. And let's get on with Spooner here, who's chasing now after AP, and AP has gotten very close actually to Devola there in 5th position, but not sure if he's going to be able to get up that position before we get to the end of the race here. We're going to go on to Vardy, our race leader right now, who is about to finish on pole as he gets into Sector 3. Has been a great race for him, and let's see where he start in this race so far. He started right there on pole, and looks like he might actually be finishing this race on pole position. And I think he's the only driver who's kept his position from the race start up until this point. He's done 2 stops. Some of drivers have done 3. Some drivers have done 4. Currently running on 5-lap all soft tires, so not that bad at all. has no penalties. Ace is the other driver there who didn't have a penalty. So here comes Vardy around. Final turn, goes across the line here right now and takes pole position for the US Grand Prix. There goes Taylor in second, Scott in third. We got Ace coming around for fourth, goes into second because of no penalties, puts Taylor down to third. Scott takes fourth, Devola takes fifth. We got Bluey taking 6, AP takes 7, Spooner takes 8, and we got Mirrorless coming around here currently with just about 3 seconds of penalties. He's going to take 9th place, and QB is going to be taking 10th just behind him because of those penalties there. So that's him across the line. And that is it, guys, for the US Grand Prix for APPF1 Racing Community here for their Friday race, which is sponsored by DL Bootroom. So let's have a look at this. So driver of the day goes to Ace. He drove an amazing race today. Gotta say congratulations to Ace versus King there for getting driver of the day. And let's go ahead to our final results. So I think big congratulations to Vardy as well for taking back the race lead there and getting across the line in P1. So a great victory from him. Alright, so let's get to our final results before we do get down to the end here. So yeah, guys, so there we go. Fast lap went to Taylor, so not too bad at all there. And yeah, so Vardy finishes on pole position here for the US Grand Prix. We got Ace versus King, takes 2nd place because of guys having penalties in front of him. That was Taylor and Scott, and also gets driver of the day, so not too bad. And Taylor finishes in 3rd, still on the podium. Takes the fastest lap, and Scott finishes in 4th. Devola finishes 5th. We got Bluey taking 6, AP Pals takes 7. And I got Spooner taking 8, Mirrorless takes 9, QB takes 10. Ginger Prince unfortunately did not finish, finishes 11. Callum there 12 did not finish. Gilgan at 13 did not get to finish this race as well. So yeah, guys, overall I think that was a pretty exciting race to watch. It was an excellent start from all 13 drivers here because we didn't have any major incidents on the race start. Gotta say, we did enjoy watching that one very, very much. And anyway, guys, we've reached the end of the session here now. So just want to say thank you to everyone who joined on to our stream today, just to support the channel and to support the league as well that we stream for. So, you know, thanks to the APPF1 community just to setting up everything for the race and getting everything, you know, finished all the way through. So, good job on all the drivers for getting to the end of the race there. And yeah, so we'll see you guys on the next live stream. I appreciate all of you guys joining on. Thank you once again. And don't forget, guys, leave a like on the live stream before you leave here today.